Welcome back, and now we're going on to the hair. So we're going to be using a looped mohair yarn, and as you can see, it comes in lots of beautiful shades, right from the light colours and coppers and browns through to the black. Okay, and so for this dolly I'm going to be using the dark brown mohair. So in your pack, if you purchase the pack from me, you get 2 balls. One ball is the brushed mohair, and this is what we'll be using to crochet the chain to make the spiral cap that goes onto her head. And then the second ball that you get is the looped mohair, and that's what's used for the lengths of Polly's hair, or Ollie of course. Okay, so we're going to start with our brushed mohair, and we are going to use a 3.5mm crochet hook. And to start with, you need to make a slip knot, and then we're going to make a crochet chain. Now, if you've never crocheted before or don't know how to make a crochet chain, just have a quick Google and bring up YouTube, because there's loads of tutorials on there and they'll all show you how to do a crochet chain. It's not that difficult, it's quite easy really. Once you get into the swing of it, you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, do find some tutorials on YouTube to help you. Yeah, so just start your crochet chain and just keep going and going and going. Sometimes it does seem to take forever, but it's the sort of thing that you can do while you're watching the telly one night. Okay, so I'm come to the end now. I've probably got about 1 metre or so just left at the end there. So yeah, so as you can see, we've got a nice big long length of mohair crochet chain. So you're going to take your dolly, and now we're going to work out her hairline positioning all the way around her head. So children tend to have quite high foreheads, so you'll find that the top of your hairline will be quite close to where the stitch line is, where you close the head gap. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some pins and we're going to work all the way around the head to put the placement for the hairline. So just take your pins and work all the way around the head. So I'm going to put one in there, and then another one there. So the hairline for the ear is just basically in line with the top of the ear. And then just leave a little gap and just bring it up and over around the arch of the ear. And likewise, just leave a little gap at the nape of the neck as well, and then just continue to work your pins all the way around the head. So yeah, pins placed all the way around. Just check that they're all nice and evenly spaced and that they're nice and symmetrical. So our hairline is nicely positioned, and then next we're going to take some thread, the same colour as our mohair, so that it all matches in nicely, and we are going to start our stitches right at the back of our head. And then I'm just going to take that centre pin out at the back there and take the first part of your chain and positioning it at the centre back, put your needle through, and that's your starting point for your crochet chain. Just do a couple of back stitches to hold that crochet chain in place, and then using a darning needle, just take the tail of the crochet chain and you can sink that into the head. And then fasten off with some nice little tight stitches. Okay, so now we're ready to start sewing our chain round and round and round the head in a spiral until she's completely covered. To sew the chain in place, just use a nice tight back stitch all the way round. To sew the chain in place, just use a nice tight back stitch to sew all the way around. And don't forget to leave a good space in behind the back of the ear. And when you get to the ear, you need to make sure that that chain goes off in a right angle. When you get to that back bit where you started, just put a couple of extra stitches in there just to secure that more firmly, and then you'll just start to bring the chain slightly up as you start working on your second round. Okay, so we've done the first round, which forms the shape of the hairline. Just check that you're happy with it and that the forward line is correctly positioned. And then we're going to continue to work in a spiral all the way around her head. So as you're working the rounds, keep the chains nice and close together so that you don't end up having too much of the skin showing through. And then also just give it a gentle pull as you're working along. It just prevents the chain from becoming too baggy. So yeah, just keep working round and round in a spiral. So I did record additional footage of this spiral being created, but for some reason I can't find them anywhere on my computer. So I've resorted to putting a couple of photos up. So there you go, there you can see the spiral being made right to the end when we're virtually closing the gap. And hey presto, there she is, all finished with her crochet cap.